Well, listen, I don't know if you know this, maybe you're starting to hear this on the news, but nearly 1,000 California inmates are helping fight California's wildfires as part of a prison reform program. What's drawing a lot of criticism, though, about this is that they are being paid, but just $10 a day to do this. So there are a lot of ethical questions about this. Obviously, the hands are needed, but we'll kick this off. Do you support this program? What do you make of it, Julie?
Wow. Well, the audience is already weighing in. This is what I think. I think from the point of view of being an inmate, if I was an inmate, I would be like, yes, totally, I would love to volunteer to escape from jail. This is your chance.
To run?
Yeah,
to escape. It's like The Fugitive.
I know, letting you out. It's Prison Break, but the easy version, right? Let me out in the wild in a fire. I would pretend. I'd be like, yes, fighting fires has always been my passion. Give me your insulting money. Please help me go to fight the fires. Rehabilitate me. Like, that's what I would pretend to do.
But then what?
I don't care. I would just run into the forest.
It doesn't matter. What's left of it?
I know.
I mean, it's a move. It's a move for sure.
It's your only proper chance out.
I mean, there is a third option, I think. I think the idea behind this is kind of interesting. Like, on the one hand, it's an opportunity to learn skills. It's an opportunity to get paid. This is voluntary also. They don't have to do this. And many of the inmates that have been interviewed have said afterwards that it was some of the most meaningful experiences, not just of the time when they were incarcerated, but of their entire life. So that tells you something. Having said that, they also often will report working for like 24 hours straight, which is against labor laws. Do you have any right to complain if you're an inmate? Or is this going to be taken advantage of?
Yeah.
I think also they're having problems with afterwards getting out. And even though you think, okay, I've got all this experience, I'm going to get hired. The truth is that they're often not. They're often still seen as people who have a record, and so they're not getting hired. So I don't know if the third option is to actually, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the third option is. I thought there was a third option.
I think running into the bushes.
Maybe this running into the bushes.
That's right.
Yeah, I listen, is it a choice or is it kind of coercion? And that is where I think the ethical part of me, like, listen, if they're happy to be there and it is by choice, fantastic. But I also think you're fully taking advantage of a very vulnerable population, let's be honest. And so, that's the first part. The second part, perhaps more problematic, and why especially a lot of Americans have a problem with this program, parts of the program, is that it was based in slavery times. There was a whole documentary on Netflix by Ava DuVernay called 13th. Do you know what that's about? The 13th Amendment in the United States Constitution. That amendment abolished slavery, except if somebody is a convict. And then you can actually basically have modern-day slavery, which is what a lot of Americans are calling this. And so to me, what they put into it, if they equally got out of it, on the other side, what we would think is fair, and they choose to do it, great. But they have not the same training as a professional firefighter, and they are up against really scary conditions. So their chances of dying are higher, their chances of injury are higher.
Not if they run. Sorry to interrupt the serious.
Like you said, Cynthia, you know, if you are a convict in America, you are not allowed to vote, and you cannot apply for the vast majority of jobs because you are a convicted felon.
But you can become the president of the United States.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Cynthia, because, okay. So crazy enough, it's gonna sound, so I was in Argentina about 15 years ago, and I visited a jail. Now, this jail at the time—
Why did you do that?
Looking for a man. No, I'm playing. No, it was part of the trip, and this jail was doing something that most prisons weren't doing in North America yet, which they had these types of programs where if you were on good behavior, regardless of your crime, you're able to start wearing your own clothes, and then you're able to go to the library, and then you're able to take part in these types of programs. And this was an experiment because they realized if you trap a human being in a cage for 23 hours a day, no good is gonna come of that person. So they realized, you know, we have to do something. Even if this person has a life sentence, we do have to give them something, some kind of focus. So now in the US, there are a lot of these types of programs for inmates. And while I hear what you're saying about, like, they're taking advantage of them, for a lot of these men, this is the first time they've ever done something where they feel proud of what they're doing. And it gives them focus because they have nothing else to do. And statistically, it is shown that the Going back to jail is lessened when they participate in these types of programs. Also, the aggressiveness amongst other inmates also decreases while they take part in these programs. The one thing you did mention about President Trump is that if you're going to have a convicted felon in the White House, you have to change the rules about convicted felons not being able to get jobs once they get out if they've participated in these programs.
And they finish their time.
And they finish their time.
Yes, it's true.
It's not fair. It's not fair at all. So that's something that has to be changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.